Welcome back. It's time for Monster Madness. 8 more heroes and villains are going to bite the dust, and we are going to decide who. It's not an exact science, but we usually get it exactly right. We're going to do the 2 15 seeds and the 7 10 seeds today. And we're going to start with the 2 seed in the West, ZEUS, facing off against another Arnold character, the Terminator. Could be from any of the Terminator movies, but not Terminator 3. That's outlawed. Okay, Andrew, tell me, who do you got, ZEUS or Terminator?
All right, well, I think we're gonna get to a Ghostbusters discussion a little bit later, but this sort of reminds me of a line from Ghostbusters. If someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. And with ZEUS, you can't go against the god. He's got the lightning. You know, maybe the Terminator is from the future or whatever, but the future can't beat the myth. The myth always wins. So I'm going with the god on this one.
That's actually a myth. Okay, Kasey, how about you?
I got to agree with Andrew. I'm going with ZEUS, considering one of the ways to kill the Terminator is to overheat him, and kind of ZEUS controls lightning. So even if it was a more fair fight, I think in the end he would just melt him down, like at the end of Terminator, where he's going into the molten pit and destroying himself.
Ross, I challenge you to mount an argument for Terminator if you can. If you can't, I understand. It's a tough call.
I'll show you a bobblehead.
Oh!
I'm taking the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know why? Because no one beats the Terminator. The Terminator always comes back. What's his saying? I'll be back. That's what he says. He won't lose to ZEUS. ZEUS is a mythical character. It wasn't even real. The Terminator is a real guy. He's on the big screen. ZEUS is a joke.
I'm scared if he's actually real.
I have a feeling there's been a few movies that ZEUS was in as well.
You name one. Listen,
it's true, but
I'm taking the Terminator. I think he would just rip him up in pieces. He's a machine. He's lean. He's not going to lose. The Terminator's my pick. Boom.
I love it.
The bobblehead argument is always powerful.
You actually made the most. Yeah, the bobblehead argument is always very compelling. But you made the most compelling argument of all, which is that ZEUS is actually a myth. So is he even going to show up?
Well,
this might as well be Terminator versus Elijah. Not even showing up.
That's a good. I think he proved the point that ZEUS deserves a bobblehead. If he doesn't already have one, he needs one.
But he's in no
it's
bobblehead.
True, but ZEUS has a. Listen, ZEUS thinks he is God, so he has a very big head. It's a huge bobblehead.
The god of gods.
I'm gonna listen. ZEUS earned his place here, so I'm gonna assume that he is real in some sense, and he is a god. So I think the Terminator.
You can't be serious.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're moving on. We got the 2 seed that Ross hates the most. Yoda, yes. And facing off against Captain America, who I believe Kasey was outraged about being a 15 seed.
He's not a 15 seed. It's terrible. He's not a 15 seed.
What should he be?
He should probably be a 4 or 5 seed. I don't think he's. I don't think he can compete with Yoda.
He's just an old frozen soldier with a shield.
And super strength, super speed.
Have you seen the field?
Well, this is the age-old argument, though, of whether the seeding should be just based on pure, power, or should it be, or do the intangibles matter? I am inclined to agree with Kasey that the intangibles do matter, and Captain America's a winner, but unfortunately, he's paired up with someone else who is also clearly a winner in Yoda. So he doesn't, Yoda deserves every bit of his seed.
Yeah, I think if Yoda was limited to the lightsaber, it would be a much better battle. But when you bring in the Force and the use of the Force, I just don't think Captain America can win that one because, it's the all-present power that runs through all of us. So he can just do as he pleases with Captain
Frozen,
America.
And
he's going to toy with him.
Moved around. I will say this about this matchup. I think this is the oldest matchup we have because Yoda is 900 years old, and Captain America has been frozen for how long? So he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
This is a seriously, although when we talk about Moby Dick against the Balrog, they might actually be older. I don't know.
Yeah, Middle Earth is a long time ago.
Listen, there's no chance. Yoda. The only way that Captain America beats Yoda is if he is in the middle of dying. If he's in his Luke, there is another Captain.
My main question.
I think
maybe.
Captain America has a chance, but I don't think it's a good enough chance to pick him.
My main question is what would cause these two to fight, because they're both so noble. It's like, it's sort of, I guess we did have the,
it's like Civil War.
The Civil War, exactly. It's
like,
yeah,
but you know, at least there you could see that Iron Man and Captain America kind of have rival sort of mentalities, whereas I think Yoda's more on the Captain America side of that. You know,
I think if Captain America
peas in
was
a
kind of
pod.
raised in the beliefs of the Empire as opposed to the Jedi, he would be loyal to the Empire regardless of whether it's true and virtuous.
Just a foot soldier for the cause.
Yeah.
We have to let Ross weigh in because he didn't think Yoda should be a 2 seed, and we haven't heard from him yet. I think he's still sulking about
He's
Zeus
still
and the
salty
Terminator.
about the Terminator.
I'm still upset about Yoda's like, in all seriousness, is he 2 feet tall, 3 feet? How tall is Yoda? 2 feet?
I think
Do you
he's
count the
18
arm and the
inches.
puppet,
He's
or
like
just-
Stonehenge.
He's smaller.
He's a
He's smaller
Smurf.
than a little
He's
person.
a green Smurf.
He's a Smurf. I mean, and Captain America is built like a rock, right? He has superpowers. He has superpowers. I mean, I don't think Yoda can keep up with them. I know Yoda has the Force and all this stuff, but he's not going to use the Force against Captain America. It's against his
He's
ethic.
not?
No, it's against his. Do you remember Obi-Wan Kenobi, how he died? Do you remember how noble that was? Do you remember that Star Wars?
Yeah, I remember. He said, if you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Meaning,
Correct.
I will turn into a ghost who talks to Luke sometimes.
Correct. So Yoda, I think Yoda would do the same thing with Captain America, knowing what he stands for, good in the American way. I see Captain America winning this because Yoda will just let him win.
So you're
Yeah, but-
basically they're gonna end it like on a handshake, I think.
But that's the
Basically,
problem.
yeah.
Captain America would also
Basically,
let Yoda win, so then I think it just goes to the higher seed.
No,
doesn't
Captain
it?
America has to fight for America. He's going to be around. I'm taking Captain America. How do you like that upset?
All right.
Well, you
Casey,
lost
your
again.
final decision.
Is Yoda. As much as I love Captain America and think he should be a
Yoda.
higher seed,
All right, I got you.
There
I
is
got
no,
Yoda
there
too.
is
I'm
no
sorry,
America
Ross.
in Star Wars.
You guys are just.
there is no
guys-
try.
You could be a captain in Star Wars, but you can't be Captain America.
There is no Yoda in America either, based on spelling or otherwise. Okay, on to Thanos, or as Lauren would say, Thanos, against Samson, or as we came to call him, Samson. So this is a really interesting one, with spelling and pronunciation aside. I'm going to start with you, Ross, this time, since you got shut out from that conversation for way too long. Thanos versus Samson.
I like the old biblical heroes. I'm taking Samson. I love the hair. I love the strength. I think he can overtake him. I'm taking another upset. I'm taking Samson. He's my guy, hands down. Ross,
I love it. Ross, you got a thing for hair, because Chewbacca, you did not like him
And
going
for
down. He has good hair
15
too.
seeds.
and
And for
mustache.
15 seeds. Okay. Andrew, let's go with you next.
Well, I'm actually inclined to agree with Ross on this one. I think Thanos, the problem is his hands are too big to hold the scissors. So how's he going to cut that hair? You know, and he's also got he's also got the rings on his hands, so it's going to make it even tougher. You know, those rings are good against anyone else except someone like Samson, because you know these are all similar characters. You got Superman, you got Samson, you got Thanos. They're all just sort of like one-dimensional. If they've got their thing, they're unstoppable. If they don't have their thing, that they are just instantly lose. You know, so I think the problem is again the big mittens. You know, he can't hold the scissors, so he's going to lose.
Yeah, well, and there's no Delilah there either. Casey, how about you?
You know, it's interesting. I was leaning Thanos before, but hearing those arguments, it kind of gives me some pause about picking that one. I still think if Thanos has all of the Infinity Stones, it's impossible for Samson to defeat him. But shy of the Infinity Stones, I think, you know, Samson proved to be a pretty formidable opponent in his day. And so I'm going to agree with the other two. I'm going to go Samson.
Yes.
All right. Well, my vote doesn't really matter. Was Samson Jewish, by the way? I can't remember. Was he?
Old Testament, right? So
Old
I
Testament,
guess he's
they're
gotta
all-
be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, that makes me root for Samson, but I'm calling Thanos. I don't know what.
I know
Avengers
William.
movies you guys
I
saw.
know William Shatner's Jewish. I know that.
All right. Well, William Shatner would not be either of these.
Not
And
too
Lou Brown.
Even if he's
shabby.
Kirk. All right. So Thanos moves. No, sorry.
No,
Samson. moves
Samson.
on. Big upset. Big upset. And I'm all for it. Darth Vader is the other 2 seed we have going against another 15 seed who a lot of people have objected to being low enough. Batman, to me, I think he's kind of lucky to be in this tournament. Honestly, he's just a man with a utility belt.
Yeah, I agree. He doesn't have any superpower. He's certainly bright and designs some brilliant weapons, but I mean, Darth Vader is the.
I mean, right?
like,
If he
he's
if
the
he had a
baddest
better
of all
draw,
the bad asses.
I mean, like even if Batman were facing like Alien.
yeah, if
could
he had
beat
Buffy
Alien.
the Vampire Slayer, I would pick. I would
But
pick Batman.
but he drew Darth Vader. I mean,
yeah,
Darth
you can't
Vader
beat Darth
is-
Vader. So it's Darth Vader in a landslide.
Unlike Yoda, Darth Vader's not taking any mercy. I'm Darth Vader all the way. Anybody got Batman in this?
Well, I do want to just say this is totally the Dark Knight versus the Dark Knight. These guys they're both
That's what I was
going
gonna say.
for the same thing stylistically, I would say. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Batman is sort of disrespected the same way as Captain America. They both have some great intangibles, but the thing is that Darth Vader also has those.
Darth Vader will
intangibles
just
and so
choke
much
him.
more.
He'll
Yeah.
do
Darth
this
Vader
thing
can
and
just choke
cut
him without even touching him. He can like stop him from breathing. Remember, he has that power where
Yeah,
you don't,
just
you don't
like
have to touch
Yoda,
him.
by the way.
Just
But Yoda
looks
wouldn't.
at him. Now, is it Batman and Robin, or is this Batman by himself?
No, it's just Batman by himself.
Not that
I mean,
Robin
would
Darth
want to
Vader
help
would just be
anyway.
like,
No.
Batman,
The
I
other-
am your daddy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
that's not really a fair fight. I mean, Darth
Holy
Vader.
dark
it's-
side,
The
Batman.
other thing
Darth-
Darth Vader
Darth-
has going for him is the power of University of Michigan alum James Earl Jones' voice. So he
Yeah,
wins.
and he also will have a lightsaber. I mean, Batman will be like, I have my Oh, you just chopped off my leg. So, all right. Darth Vader moves on there by chopping off his leg. Now, we're going to Ghostbusters for you, Andrew. I know you're very excited about that. We've got the number 7 seed, another god, Loki, a very mischievous young man, or very old, as the case may be, against the number 10 seed, Gozer, the ghost god from Ghostbusters. You know, I think she had the red eyes. She was pretty terrifying. She kind of looked a little like Charlie Sheen in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'm just going to say that.
She was very terrifying in an 80s way.
But I also think, didn't Gozer turn into whatever you feared the most?
Well, you
That's
choose,
how Gozer took the form of the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man.
Was
because
it-
Dan
did
Aykroyd
she
did
take the
clear his
form?
th-
It's not who you fear the most. No, well, first of all, she didn't take the form, but she says to the Ghostbusters, choose the form
It's
of
just
the
who you think of.
Destructor, and then it's whoever pops into their head. So Ray thinks of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man because he...
So what would Loki think of? That's
Ooh, I
the
like it,
question.
Kasey.
Would Loki
Ross,
think
what-
of Thor?
What
don't
would
know.
Loki think of?
That's a great.
Because-
I don't know. I mean, it'd probably
Because then it's a battle. I mean,
it'd probably
that's
be some
I would have
type of
picked.
animal. I imagine. I mean, it probably won't be and nothing you see on TV. It's going to be something like in the wild. It's going to be. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be.
And it's going to be some Asgardian wild
be like a
animal, not
fire
like
giant or
not
something.
like a groundhog.
Can
No,
we
not a
just-
groundhog. It'd be like some type of 2-headed lion or I don't know, some mythical character. I imagine.
See,
So I think
okay, but I'm gonna
Gozer
make
has
the- I'm
a
gonna make the
real
counter-
chance.
I'm going to make the counter argument that Loki has full control over this, and he is like a mind-bending kind of guy. He's going to figure out how to just smoke
Yeah,
Gozer.
well, I'm going that way. I'm going to
no.
Loki.
I got
Here's the thing.
Loki.
Here,
I'm
can
I'm
we
going to
get
take
real for a
Gozer
minute?
because I think he's going to turn into Thor.
Yeah, and can we get real for a minute? Loki is like he's for a god, he's kind of a loser. I mean, he's got this like inferiority complex with Thor. Like that's not godlike at all, you know. He's like he constantly is trying to prove how great he is because he knows he's really not. I mean, I just think that that Gozer would, you know, whatever he would think of. would
So, do we have a
probably
tie?
beat
We
him.
got 2 Gozer votes. I
We got
love
a
it.
tie.
Tiebreaker.
So, okay, the tiebreaker goes to Lauren because she's not here. She's not in studio with us today, but she told me what her picks were, and she picked Gozer. So,
Yeah.
Gozer advances.
Yes.
I don't know why. Well, that's that.
Yes.
Okay, guys,
Ghostbusters.
onto the 7-10 matchup. Balrog versus Moby Dick. We've got a whale in the house. And I, for one, the Balrog is a very powerful creature, but the Balrog just stays like deep in like a giant dwarf coal mine. I don't even think the Balrog's going to show. And Moby Dick, meanwhile, I don't care whether he's on land or on water. That is a big whale. Moby Dick will swallow the Balrog, and the Balrog will just be like, fine, this is just like a dwarf's mine. I'm going with Moby Dick.
This seems like another one where the battle takes place would be determining the
It's in
outcome.
the Midwest.
It's in the Midwest. Was
Not
it
a
in
lot of water
Is it in one of the
for-
Great Lakes?
Moby Dick.
If it's in one of the Great
Lake
Lakes,
Erie.
okay, then I think Moby Dick would win. I mean, the fire isn't going to work too well in the water there, so I'm going Moby.
Ross, what say you?
I'll go with the whale just because I think it's nice we go with an animal, a mammal,
Environmentally,
just to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I will say Captain America also a mammal, but
That's true.
Still, I like your
I'm
point.
talking
But,
about, I'm
look,
talking about an animal, though. I'm not talking about
An
a human
animal
being.
mammal. Right?
I'm talking
I
about a
got
human
it.
being.
An animal.
So I'll go
Obviously-
I'll go with Moby Big Dick too, just because I was kind of
Moby Big
fearful-
Dick.
I was fearful about him being in this tournament. I was like saying, well, I mean, don't you just get a harpoon
Yeah, see,
and kill the whale?
but
But it's not.
now we get Moby Dick versus Captain America. That's
that's
Yoda
a-
advanced. I'm sorry, that didn't work. But Yoda versus Moby Dick is going to be really interesting. Okay, now we're moving on to Doctor Strange versus the Kraken. I'm going to go on record as saying Doctor Strange, with all of his time discs, will just make the Kraken go somewhere else, and suddenly he'll be in the Himalayas. So I'm going with Doctor Strange myself.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a contest here, quite frankly. The Kraken is scary if you're a pirate or, I guess, a boat captain sailing along the seas. But Doctor Strange's ability to manipulate time, his ability to manipulate space and send people to different quadrants of the world, if not universe, I just think he will do his magic and the Kraken will just disappear.
Andrew, Ross, who you got?
There's no way I can take McCracken. You guys know that. It's barely a business. This is
Wait, did you just call him McCracken?
Yeah,
I think you
McCracken.
did. I like that. Like
Is that like McLovin?
Film,
McLovin, yeah. Or
McCracken is going to battle Mishu.
it's Doctor
isn't
Strange
McLovin in this?
against Phil. McLovin should be. He's in the NIT. It's Doctor Strange versus Phil McCracken. Who you got?
McCracken. So Doctor Strange TKO first round. It's not even close. I wish I can argue it at all, but there's no
Andrew,
argument.
can you argue the Kraken at
I
all?
can't.
Or-
Well, I will say
release
in
the Kraken.
Well, the one thing I will say about the Kraken is the Kraken is actually a pretty mystical type of a beast as well. So I don't think the Kraken would necessarily be put off by Doctor Strange's antics in the way that maybe like King Kong would be or something like that. At the same time, I have to say Doctor Strange was one of the most underrated Marvel movies, so he gets the bonus points there for me. So I'm gonna side on with Doctor Strange.
All right, he advances. The Kraken is released from the tournament. I'm gonna go to now one of my favorite sleepers in this, and I'm gonna start with this because I don't care what any of you say. If it's 3-1 and I lose, I need to go on record saying that Medusa, the 7 seed, is going to take out King Kong. You have to remember how ugly Medusa is. She's so ugly. She turns
ugly is she?
everyone into stone. She's so ugly. She
How
turns
ugly?
everyone into stone. Okay, it was a terrible joke. But King Kong is going to be like,
Yeah, King Kong would have to
You
get.
thought I froze,
King
didn't you?
Kong would have to get really lucky and land a blow with his eyes closed. If he could do that, if we think his reach and his hands are big
he
enough
doesn't
to.
have the temperament. He doesn't have the temperament to beat Medusa because he's just going to get angry and he's going to look and Medusa's going to be ugly as hell and it's over. Ross, do you agree with me?
No, I don't. I'm taking King Kong. I think King Kong will step
Kong
up
and Godzilla for Ross.
He'll make a very quick knockout of it. That's the only chance he has. He has to go for like the total like full swing roundhouse kick or fist and just knock her out. I mean, he knows not to look at her. He's prepped. I've been training
Does he?
King Kong.
How
I've been
does he know
training
that?
King Kong.
How
I've
have you been
training him.
prepping
Oh, you
him?
were training him.
I've been training
You're
King
training
Kong.
him.
I don't look at her. He's going to wear mirror glasses anyway. So if he looks at her, she's going to turn to stone. But that all being said, I'm taking King Kong. I like the upset. I don't think Medusa has a chance against this big ape. So Ross the Boss is taking King Kong.
Andrew, it's up to you. Does it go to a tiebreaker or not?
Okay. So let me just tell a quick story. When I was like 7 years old, I went to Universal Studios in LA and got a tour. And the tour guide told me that they spent $1 million to give King Kong banana breath. So, and I believed that for like 2 or 3 years after that, until I finally got old enough to realize that wouldn't make a lot of sense.
I'm a bridge in Brooklyn.
So so I'm envisioning King Kong trying to just give some sort of banana belch towards Medusa to try to stun her. But the problem is that bananas are one of the greatest foods on Earth, and I don't think Medusa would really be put off by that in any way. And it's hard to burp also with your eyes closed. So I'm assuming that King Kong's going to be looking at her when he does that, and that's when he gets turned to stone, and Medusa pulls it off.
He's going to be like, ah!
Yep.
There you go.
Mid burp, his burp turns to stone.
This is one of the reasons Medusa has to advance. She has to keep freezing people like that. Okay, guys, we've decided who is advanced. I'm sure there's going to be lots of arguments about what we chose, but those arguments are largely incorrect.